best of 5 going into Game 3, and they're also the guys who have set us up with an intro. So, for Game 3, please welcome on one side, we've got... Uh-oh. Production! Production, what happened? My Gaimin Gladiators jingle button doesn't work. All right, we're fixing. Oh, wait. Okay, now, this time, for real, on the Radiant side, please welcome...
Gaimin Gladiators.
Versus on the Dire side.
Wow, I really enjoyed that.
I do like that.
I've never seen you smile so much.
Yeah. It's a nice, you know what? PogChamp Pandas have been one of the greatest additions to Dota 2 talent. Well, since I joined.
That's great, man. I'm glad you found something that makes you so happy.
For reference, I was looking at Avery the whole time when I was saying that.
Yeah, you know what you can do. As Seleri's going to throw a decay, but this is a game... I don't know. BetBoom, I think their draft is better. But...
Okay.
It is a weird situation because I think they went back to an issue they had in Game 1, which is if you end up in a scenario where Gaimin are forcing the objectives and they're already on top of a tower, they're already on top of Roshan, and you have to go into them, that sounds really difficult. Because you're going in with a Legion duel, you're going in with a Storm Jump, but there's an Unlord Pit, there's a Tombstone, there's the Grab Ally for the duel, there's a DK you have to initiate on. That is where the Gaimin lineup thrives, and I think that is what won them the Game 1 eventually, is that it was too hard for BetBoom to find the initiations, and when you're playing Storm Pugna and a Legion Lich, you're a lineup that has to find the initiations because you also have to bring the Bloodseeker online. You can't just be the ones getting slowly pushed down. So I feel like they ended up back where they were Game 1 in terms of the kind of paradigm of the draft, which I find interesting because I feel like they found a lot of answers to the Undying in Game 2.
Yeah.
And then they didn't end up with any of those.
Okay.
And then they're back in the Legion Undying situation. Without, like, their only solution to that original Legion Undying situation was their faith that Storm and GPK here is going to be able to find the backline first.
Okay, but BetBoom, in that Game 1, they only had the one save from the Legion Commander. I feel like this time they've tripled down on the saves because now they have both supports providing a save mechanism and their offlaner.
I mean, the save's definitely nice, but the way Gaimin's lineup functions, they don't need to just jump you. They're just going to push. They're going to 5-man. That is what the SF Orndor does. It takes me back to those games where we saw the SF Lycan, where that 25 to 30 minute mark is just going to be high ground for Gaimin. Unless the early game goes really bad, which could happen here, they're going to hit that timing with the auras. It's going to be hard to jump into that. It is going to be a brick wall.
GPK, I think he saw that arrow coming a mile away because he did have a high ground ward to be able to see it all coming. I can see your point. For I was kind of thinking about team fights. I was like, are both teams just going to try and dare the other one to jump first because they both have all of these saving mechanisms?
Yes. And I think if you're in that situation, it's just whoever gets the objectives first. Which, if the lanes go even, I would favor Gaimin. But if the lanes go well for BetBoom, they can definitely contest those. And so far, it's going pretty damn decent as GPK is absolutely annihilating Quinn. Like, what the hell happened mid, dude?
And they're going to get first blood. Dive under tower.
Yeah, he got him.
Yep. First blood for Nightfall. Once again, this carry player wants to be involved in these early kills in the lane. He's willing to go out of his way to be a part of it and makes it happen for first blood.
I mean, that's great for Nightfall, but what the hell happened to mid, dude?
11-2, 18-9.
He has 9 denies on a DK.
That's not supposed to happen.
On Quinn. The fabled
the chosen one
of Sumail. All of those 1v1 lobbies in the North American servers for what? To get outlaned by the man with a rose in his mouth? Actually, he doesn't even have that cosmetic. GPK just...
I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
GPK is just... He's just putting on a clinic. I have not seen Quinn get owned this hard in a favorable lane matchup in a long-ass time. I mean, this is just game-winning stats. GPK has really stepped it up this tournament, and it shows he is feeling very comfortable, very confident, and BetBoom want him to have a good game here. If I'm picking one hero from the BetBoom side, to stand out on top, it's the GPK Storm, because he's the one who's going to be able to find the backline, potentially eliminate that Tombstone save, so Pure has a free reign in the fights, and him going in will also set up some of those Legion counter saves. So if he can get some of those power runes, I mean, I go back to the Arcane rune, game 2.
Yeah.
That was like a game-winning rune.
It was.
Honestly. That game just got blown open. So GPK having another fantastic start here, but of course the side lanes, this one is not going well for gaming. The Shadow Fiend one is, though. And so DyrachYO is having an equal start to GPK here, is absolutely pulling ahead of Pure in the one-on-one CS battle.
I feel like this matchup is supposed to be pretty one-sided, though.
Yes.
Whereas I don't think the Underlord Bloods, like that matchup swings, but it can go both ways. Whereas I don't think Legion Commander, it's even possible for you to beat SF.
TORONTOTOKYO and Nightfall are definitely just outplaying Ace and tOfu up here. I think this lane is a drawable lane for Ace and tOfu. It's hard the early levels, especially if other heroes are low on the map, which they are. So Nightfall's getting some extra boost, but they're definitely getting the better end of it there for BetBoom. And like you said, this SF Undying lane is just not a beatable lane. Like, this is a lane you go into with pretty much any offlaner knowing you're going to be behind. Unless you like trialing level 1 or something, which didn't happen, but we could see that gank move come out from TORONTOTOKYO. That's the benefit of them winning their safe lane right now. If TORONTOTOKYO feels comfortable leaving Nightfall up here, and he makes that gate rotation bottom and kills the Shadow Fiend, it could just blow the game open. Because then you're in a situation where Nightfall's free farming, getting solo XP, you can't stop it because this lane went too bad, and you're killing SF on the other side of the map. The symmetry that existed in game 1 might not be here in game 3.
Yeah.
And I think that move is open. You do have to consider the DK level 6 timing, though, as Quinn has pulled this lane back a very decent amount. In fact, he's ahead. I mean, that is how one side of this lane matchup is going. I just don't understand how it went so bad in the early waves.
Yeah, that's crazy. He was so far behind.
He really was, but I guess I cast or cursed the heck out of GPK here, and he's gotten nothing since. And now double damage, 6 minutes for Quinn. That has got to feel juicy.
Is this going to be a tower?
I think so. I don't think
because if GPK comes forward, he gets dragon tailed into arrow.
Yeah, I think tower's just gone. There's absolutely nothing you can do about this if you're BetBoom. Luckily, I think the mid lane tower is not as important as it used to be, and you are expecting this tower to get pressured in this matchup. Your supports can't really help it. They're just outclassed in the 3-on-3 here, but this is very efficient. A guaranteed last hit for Quinn, and well,
they have to get this kill.
Which lane turned around real fast. And that's number 3 for Nightfall up here. It's a lot of XP for the Bloodseeker, man. Like, he is going to be big. This was a good Bloodseeker pick. It's going to be able to help them cut through these beefy cores in the late game. I think this is a hero that can easily win the man fight for Shadow Fiend, depending on who's ahead or where the auras are. Nightfall might just carry this game, despite...
Oh, Wisdom Runes! Oh, we got it! Save, sneaks it away from tOfu. They'll get both of them.
That's big. That's very big here. It's going to slow down the momentum in the ball being built from gaming. As Seleri is also going to go down to GPK. Might even get the high ground Tombstone.
That was super value.
Plus 125.
Damn.
Well, that'll help GPK catch up as he could no longer stay mid. I think it's going to be a game where Quinn has to make some moves. I think he has to rotate probably to this Bloodseeker lane at least once at some point and kick Nightfall out and help take this tower for Ace, because his Underlord is in a rough position. They got the Wisdom Rune stolen, and there's no stacks waiting for him. So I feel like this is going to be maybe Ace's slowest game of all 3. I thought it was going to be the last one, but he had a lot of stacks that ended up catching up. You can't do that for yourself on the Underlord like you can on Beastmaster.
Sure, yeah.
And the support levels for gaming are... they're rough. They're very rough right now. 2 level 3s.
Well, gets the haste rune just away from GPK.
Nice little pick. It'll be Blink Rush for Quinn.
I mean, they're spending so much time around this mid lane, not getting the Wisdom Runes. Meanwhile, the supports of TORONTOTOKYO and Save, they are powerful. Not powerful enough to contest DyrachYO with Seleri, though.
That's a little difficult there for the the 2 supports here with no ults.
Yeah, that was a little much.
I respect the effort. Saves like, you got that, bro. All you, dog. You get the solo XP.
You
See you
really
later.
did just leave. I can't believe they both did that. They both went for that, and then one went and the other didn't.
That's what I actually enjoy watching Save for that aspect. I think he's one of the supports that will actually just bail on a situation instantly if he knows it's like incorrect.
You feel like the save is maybe more so talking about himself?
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to save me. You guys can fend for yourselves. He just instantly bails. It's not even like a hesitation thing. At some point, his brain determines this fight is no longer good, and he is out.
You think it's one of those, like, you have to put on your own mask before putting on somebody else's? Got to save yourself before saving somebody else?
No, I think he just doesn't like dying.
Okay.
He's a KDA player at heart. Pure still looking for his first duel. They're not going to be easy in this game, but you do want to try and snowball him a little bit here. Because he was having a great game one. Like that. That was definitely not the problem. Just
yeah, I mean, if he gets ahead, he could be hunting down the SF all game long, right? That's going to be his primary target, I guess?
It's just not going to happen. I think DyrachYO's had way too good of a laning phase here that was guaranteed. Mask of Madness already up. They're going to bring the gate rotation with GPK for that duel. This is the move I thought Gaimin were going to try and make for Ace, but maybe they just feel like they didn't have the damage. And that is something I question about their lineup, especially because they're missing a lot of those support levels early. They've had to give mid lane to tOfu to catch up. Where does the damage come from in this Gaimin lineup? I feel like DK Underlord are pretty low here, especially when you have to fight through the Frost Shield and some heals from Nightfall, and this is a third death for Ace. You cannot afford this.
Yeah, the TP is coming in. Quinn with the early Blink Dagger once again of the Dragon Knight. TORONTOTOKYO again is just like, well, I'm committed. I respect it. Tried to get the extra damage on Ace, but Ace does live. They protect him like you're talking about.
DyrachYO just coming in to clean up his Lich friend here and transition that into a tower push. So eventually they get this move off of a turnaround. Maybe the more reliable way to do it. But this should be a good tower for them. They're going to bring in GPK, actually. Don't want to give this up.
Oh, skip in way before the rest of the team is ready to follow it up.
Yeah, this just looks difficult without the support ults. I don't think GPK has the resources to contest the Shadow Fiend here. Especially into Soul Rip Tombstone. They're going to try and take the Tombstone now. They brought everybody for this fight.
Another sip in. GPK. Got to be careful of the arrow. tOfu fakes it. Now he lands it onto Nightfall, but the damage is already done. Ace and the Mirana are already dead. And the SF gets cleaned up pretty damn quickly, too. Boy, that damage came thick and fast for BetBoom. It was like a fight started one instant. Next thing you know, there's 3 heroes dead.
It's all overwhelming odds. Pure coming in. Gets overwhelming odds on, I think,
he's got it maxed out. Yeah.
This is a level 4 overwhelming odds here that hits 3 of them for sure. And that was like 1,000 damage off the bat. You get the dual damage as well, and you get that big Shadow Fiend kill. GPK saying that was all me, but son, that was all pure.
Definitely was.
And back through the gate. These gates moves, BetBoom just love them.
Yeah.
They really like preemptively setting up on these islands to try and punish the greed, and for good reason. I feel like that was what Gaimin were doing all game 2. Probably felt it. Now they're going to try and preemptively set up for it. Unfortunately, Gaimin have nobody down here. They have just grouped around their triangle off a smoke move for the Quinn Blink. But again, the damage on these moves is very lackluster with the 3-man hit squad, which is normally something Gaimin can rely on to create space for DyrachYO and Ace to catch up if they have a bad game or just pull even more ahead. But I mean, you're DK blinking into a follow-up arrow Starfall, and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would normally be an okay kill combo, but BetBoom has so many saves.
Yeah, you have to expect Sustain to come out.
Yeah, somebody's going to get Lich Armored, or somebody's going to get Decrepified Healed, or even worse, there's going to be a Legion Commander save with the Press the Attack.
It's not easy. I mean, you want to find these solo heroes right now, especially with the Blink first. But it might just be another game where Quinn has to fall back on the Midas and try and farm for that late game Dragon Knight that looked pretty damn scary in that late game, and I expect to be equally as scary this game if he can get there. That's just going to be the question. How fast can BetBoom ramp up Nightfall's start here into perhaps objective taking on their own or contesting Ace's auras? I feel like Underlord has to be his highest win rate hero on this team. They almost never lose with this hero. I think they might be undefeated on this tournament. Damn. That's why I feel like the only team that also first faces it too. Like a lot of those games he wins are early Underlord picks, which historically have been very difficult to pull off, but they just make them work.
Which would be all the more important in a story of a best of 5, right? For BetBoom, not only to make this lineup work when it didn't work in game 1, where you're saying they have similar issues, but also to be able to break the Underlord from Gaimin Gladiators.
So valuable. especially when you got that tied into a
Oh,
priority
that
ban.
initiation. Quinn able to blink away just ahead of it, and BetBoom left with
mark.
nothing for their smoke gank. Or maybe they will still find it. Gonna go in deep for this one, but Pure's gonna be able to get it. Duel into the magic damage.
Oh,
Gaimin
it's
Gladiators.
Yeah, why tempt fate, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Maybe you feel like you don't have anywhere else to go on the map, but it's just not true. You don't have your team fighters there. It's a bad kill to give up.
Ooh, catching Ace, but he's already got the pit out, so if they have a follow-up stun, maybe they could stop him, or maybe
close.
just the damage. Nope, he's away.
TORONTOTOKYO didn't pull him. I think he actually could have got the pull. He was going for the nuke. So Ace survives, Save gets the tip.
Well, we've seen this story for actually multiple teams. We saw it for LGD, we saw it for BetBoom. The constant Pugna Storm Spirit duo.
Oh,
They go for a kill, they get it, they don't, doesn't matter, you could just keep going.
I mean, this is BetBoom's best strategy. It's a first phase ban against it for a reason. They're extremely comfortable playing with it. And this team likes to play through GPK. He's their one tempo creator, so the supports are always following him. This is one of the best duos to do that in this meta, probably the best. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You compare it to the Quinn 3-man hit squad. I just don't feel it nearly at the same level of strength, unless you get in that 5-on-5 with the Tombstone. And BetBoom are just doing a decent job dodging this. This is going to be another dodge smoke, as Nightfall knows it's coming. He's just too damn good.
Yeah, he actually TPs to the mid lane. So Gaimin Gladiators will miss out.
And look at this mid. These are the little things that win you grand finals, right? Nightfall TP's mid, and Pure says, hey, take the wave, I'm going to bait you out, because this smoke might have gone back towards mid.
Sure.
And they're pinging it, they're communicating it. If Gaimin had jumped Nightfall here, that is an easy teamfight win for BetBoom. They counter-initiated with press the attack, you TP the rest of your heroes in. Like, you never know, Gaimin might be anxious, they might be over-jumping. Showing the right heroes at the right place can make all the difference, especially in these bait situations.
Especially in a grand finals, right? A lot of pressure on the line.
Especially for Quinn, who went this blink early, and he's like their only setup.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players in this situation that are gonna force the jump because they feel like they need to make something happen. And in fact, I feel like that has been one of Quinn's weaknesses for a lot of his career, especially when I played with him. I had personal conversations with him about it. That he can be a player who feels like when nothing's happening, he wants to make something happen. And sometimes that just loses you the game more. So he's definitely developed that as a player, but
I would have been
there somewhere.
I would have been more concerned about that, except for watching game one. I felt like he picked up that blink dagger. They weren't able to make any moves with that blink, and they didn't force it.
No, I agree.
You know,
He's a lot better at it
He did
now.
seem like he was chilled out.
It's one of the things that he's worked on the most, and I mean, I wouldn't have minded if he had figured it out when he played with me, but you know, I'm glad it is working for him here as he's in his, what, 5th grand finals in a row appearance. That's great, you know. Real nice work.
He got you to a grand finals.
No, he didn't. what are you talking about?
Wait, was Quinn not on that lineup?
No, I did it without him. In fact, who was holding who back, if you think about
he
it?
didn't get you to a single grand finals?
do shit.
That is...
It's okay, I don't hold any grudges.
yeah, definitely not.
It's okay, actually, I just blamed Kezu. He was the coach, so he was entirely responsible.
Oh, of course it's Kezu's fault.
So if we're going to throw an arrow, but that'll reveal his position and cost him his life, as he did not know that smoke was coming in. Easy pickings for GPK as Nightfall will claim the last hit on the tower, and this
is 3 games in a row that BetBoom have set the early tower taking pressure.
They've been very good at combining for these tier 1s. Nightfall's a very active carry player when it comes to the objectives, like we saw with that Terrorblade. And I feel like there's a lot of games this tournament we've seen from BetBoom where they also just stifle the kills. Like, this is a 2-game kill for Gaimin in 20 minutes. We're going to see another duel victory.
He gets a little
here.
lucky. No.
Okay, I cursed him a bit, but he will still get the kill.
Is it just me, or did he just not get any moment of courage?
He did not get a lot, but that is also a slow attack speed on 9 here, so
Yeah.
give us some benefit of the doubt. Something about BetBoom, the way they're playing the map, has been very frustrating for a lot of these teams. We saw it with LGD, we're seeing it here with Gaimin, like very low kill totals. Even in a lot of these series where the team has been dominating, it's a back and forth, but they're building a lead, there's still a lot of skirmish. This is just, I mean, Gaimin can't find anything. They don't feel confident finding anything. And the small pickoffs continue to go BetBoom's way, as Save will always pick up the net worth slack.
I think it goes back to our conversation about the Eastern European teams being a lot more kill-focused, and also the change of the kill formula, gold and experience, right? It's like, it feels like kills are worth a lot more, and we're seeing BetBoom in particular are a lot more willing to put multiple players together in one area to make fights happen, to get kills.
I feel like they're honestly just ahead of some people in that regard.
Yeah, whereas like the Western European teams were ahead in like farming and playing the map.
Yes.
BetBoom and maybe some other teams are ahead when it comes to the concept of like getting these kills and how much they're worth. Like the way Nightfall abandons like a full wave of creeps in order to get a kill.
Like maybe it evens out. I mean, this kill, for example, like you're doing it to get the tower, but it's like a 4-man move for an Undying. I think a lot of teams would say that that is a worthless move.
Yeah.
Like from a net worth perspective, which it kind of is. It's not that BetBoom are gained too much, but I think these moves don't cost you as much anymore. Like you don't fall behind. So if that's your style and you prefer to do it that way, it gives you extra XP. I think you can just be happy trying to win the later team fights off that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Pure is level 14. He's 5-0. Like, he's big. He's about to have a BKB, and outside of that grab ally, there's no real answer to the BKB jump blade mail here. So if GPK can force the fight on Seleri, make that awkward, even just take a tombstone down, this is a much better Legion game. Quinn's laughing about that Ancient Steal. That is about all you're stealing out of this game. As he pushes his way towards his own BKB. You're missing a lot of aura timings here for Ace, man. Like, he's had pipe, he's had mech. But you're not getting anything done with it. Maybe BKB with DyrachYO on top of all this is the signal for Gaimin to try and force that Roshan. I think you have to. I think you just have to man up with the Tombstone and the Dirge ult. Take this for DyrachYO and say, BetBoom, you know, if you're going to keep dodging us with these casual pickoffs, okay. We'll take what our lineup can and what it's great at, which is the 5-man objective move. This should be free.
Yeah, and I feel like BetBoom, I think it was actually possible for them to contest this just because they got an Arcane Rune on Storm Spirit, but maybe it is too risky. I mean, we can see pretty clearly BetBoom, whether they know or not, they're just not playing for this objective at all.
It's also just too fast. Like, you don't have anything to scout it here, and unless you can go there and commit for it yourself, it's a wasted amount of moves and a wasted amount of time. I mean, that Roche dies in like 20 seconds. It was
set up a bottom lane. GPK just has the Lich behind him.
Again, Gaimin not confident enough to go on these heroes.
No, they're not.
The saves being all over the map, preventing these single target initiations, and the turnaround is pretty terrifying. That is just space for BetBoom to farm. They're building a lead. They have decided, you know what? We can be European too. Western European. We can AFK out farm you.
I like the fact that they at least have a different style to it most of the time.
That's a polite way of saying I like when teams kill each other.
I mean, it's more so the fact that when one region dominates too much, they all seem to have like a similar playstyle. GPK zipping away.
That was Arcane Rune, so it didn't cost them all his mana here.
Yeah, I mean, it got BKB, it got Moonlight Shadow, it got a lot of things out of Gaimin Gladiators there.
Yeah, they're going to still stay in the smoke, and Pure is going to look, because his BKB is done.
Yeah, might as well.
I mean, there's no grab ally yet, so these fights are a lot more free for him. Especially if you can find those core pickoffs. Mjolnir done for Nightfall as well. We saw that be a huge timing in these other two Bloodseeker games. This is why BetBoom really want to force the fight even into the Aegis. Throw that Mjolnir onto Pure, let him go in with the duel. Somebody is going to get low, and then Nightfall is going to be in a good position to clean up.
Got the Shard upgrade on the Leap for Mirana.
This Shard is not that bad. I know people like to hate on it, but... Okay, it's like kind of bad, but...
Okay, but
it's
in
fun.
Comparison...
Well, in comparison to what?
Grab ally.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's an S-tier shard. But in comparison to Disruptor shard, it's pretty good.
Yeah, look at it. Seleri has to buy it.
He doesn't have to. Maybe he's just paying it for his team. Maybe he's telling the rest of his team to buy the shard so he can get it for free. That's what I do. It always
Guys,
works
let's
out.
go smoke, kill their Tormentor.
Good call. They are smoked down bottom lane here. Quinn finishes his BKB and gonna look for the jump. But these are jumps Gaimin need everybody behind. It cannot be some casual DK blink in. There's not enough damage to threaten anything.
I mean, even if they do, they all have BKBs.
Yes, and there's a frost shield, a decrep, a save. There's a lot of save on the BetBoom side, like you were mentioning.
Oh, this feels bad for Gaimin Gladiators. They're going to be able to open onto Seleri. First things first. Chain Frost doesn't really latch, but they do get the duel behind it on the Dragon Knight. They do get the Tombstone out on the high ground, but the Dragon Knight does also die in the duel. And now the BKB going off from Nightfall as he commits onto Ace, finishes him off. Does get hit by the fear here and still has to deal with the Tombstone, but GPK back into it. Quickly grabbing the SF. DyrachYO is going to die twice in this. He has nobody else around him. All of his teammates are dead, so he's going to come back in. A single stun will stop him, and that's all it needs. Sinister Gaze, that's good enough. A team wipe +1.
Sick positioning by BetBoom here. Playing around their high ground ward. Gaimin, they just couldn't get this Tombstone off early in the fight. It just delays it coming out, and that's so much time for Pure to work on the Dragon Knight through his armor. Quinn got no BKB off this fight. That might look very different if he does, but now you just have to try and clean up with DyrachYO. He's got 2 lives, but neither one did him any good here as he pops BKB on the first, and that's just a death sentence. And this is all before any of the big, like, BKB piercing items come out from BetBoom. You could be looking at Abyssal here later for Nightfall, Scotty potential, Pure. He's going to maybe have an AC nullifier later on. He's going to find another duel on Quinn top. Does he have enough solo damage?
With the double damage? Oh, he barely gets the kill. Does not get the dual damage.
Killed him with a moment of courage proc because Quinn got the stun off. He killed him from stun.
That's great.
That is how close that was. That's a very big solo kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You are now pushing this DK very far behind, and that is 2 deaths that the BKB has done nothing for. You're still looking for more here.
They do not have the duels, so this is not as simple. Okay, maybe it is as simple. Tombstone straight up. Grab ally went on to Ace instead of DyrachYO. Not that it mattered, frankly, because their BKBs can just allow them to push through all of that.
I mean, DyrachYO's BKB was 2 seconds off cooldown there. It comes up as he's on 100 HP. That is just beautiful recognition here from BetBoom, and they continue to give nothing Gaimin's way. The individual gameplay, the team gameplay, just outclassing Gaimin here. Despite what their strategy might have been, they could never get it online. And now they are in big trouble because the single target jumps no longer care about that Tombstone. And if you let this dual damage start flowing, another duel for Quinn. There's just no saving him. He's supposed to be the frontliner. He's just lying in the grave.
Not enough saves, it seems, for Gaimin Gladiators as BetBoom push to an early high ground once again. This has been my favorite wrinkle in the meta, has been PSG LGD and BetBoom, who I think are the 2 teams that I saw do the most. Like early high ground committed pushes. Not just like a little poke, you know, and then back off to see if they fight, but actually like full on commitment. Maybe they didn't do it here, but they've been willing to do it.
Poked and then backed off?
Yeah, but most of the time it's been committed.
Like the game 2 where they poked like 4 times and then backed off?
I mean, if they were taking buildings, that's commitment enough for me.
Or like that LGD series where
shut the hell
they
up.
poked for like 40 minutes.
Shut the hell up. You know what I mean. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Yeah, sure, man. I'll agree with you for once. I feel bad at this point.
Man.
Ag's done for Nightfall. He is fully online and feeling good about life. Elven Tunic to back it up with a little extra invasion for that barrier and that heal. That is going to taste juicy here as Gaimin are kind of in desperation mode.
Oh, yeah. I feel like they are... That last team fight, terrible. Put them way behind. This team fight is like a knockout, you know? If they lose this one, they're done.
They really need it. They need it bad. And I feel for this Underlord pick. He's just not doing much in the fight because BetBoom's lineup is pretty much all spell damage or the Storm and Bloodseeker who kind of just chunked through the heroes right now. It's going to be Quinn
initiation, Pure. Charging up the high ground with the Storm Spirit already got the pick off onto tOfu. They go for the duel onto the DK, but this time he got off the BKB and the grab ally. But what about DyrachYO? What about your carry?
You can't put
They're
them all
so
in.
focused on the duel that they didn't focus on saving out their actual damage dealer. And now Quinn comes back in, but who the hell cares? He doesn't do damage. They don't do shit. Game is called, and BetBoom have now pushed themselves to a 2-1 lead in this best of 5.
And that was the most one-sided game of the entire series so far.
100%.
They gave him the Undying. They gave